Hey everyone, so week 8 is exam week. So I just wanted to film this quick video to get you sort of set up and make sure you have everything you need to take the exam this week. And just want to point out a couple other things that have been loaded over the weekend and that sort of thing. So let me go ahead and jump right in. So with regard to the midterm exam, there is a folder. Hopefully you've seen it by now in the lessons first half course content folder that says midterm exam. That right now contains two things. It contains the instructions for taking the midterm exam. It also includes the midterm review material. When you go to take the exam starting this Thursday, it will be available to you via this folder. So you'll go into the same folder and you'll find it there. Just looking at the instructions to review those really quick. The exam period, the exam will open at 8 a.m. on Thursday. That's March 2nd. It will be available for you to take through 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, March 5th. If you Usually I schedule it to where you have to at least enter the exam by 11:59 p.m. It'll give you a couple hours to finish the exam, or 70 minutes to be more specific. So make sure you take it during that time period there. You're going to take it via Blackboard, like I mentioned. The exam format, 35 multiple choice questions. It's going to be 5 short answer essay questions. The short answer questions I get asked quite a bit, and I provide some details here as well. How long should those be? Generally, sort of paragraph in length is pretty standard, 3 to 5 sentences. The most important thing is just make sure you answer each part of the question. So you might get a question that has two parts. If you only answer one part, you only get 50% credit. So make sure you do that. You'll have 70 minutes to take the exam. So look, the exam is not designed to be open book per se, but obviously I can't stop you from or control you looking at material and that sort of thing. So what I do is I generally develop the test with 1 minute per multiple choice question in mind, and then I think it's 7 minutes per short answer question. So it's very important as you go through the exam that you just keep track of your time. If you go through the multiple choice questions and you start really digging for answers and spending more than a minute, then it's possible you'll run out of time. And every semester I have a few students who get to the short answer questions and don't have enough time to actually do them. So time yourself on that. So after about 35 minutes, about halfway through the exam, you should be done with the multiple choice questions there. In terms of the exam content, lecture topics and materials are the majority of what's covered, about 70%. Textbook readings about 15%. There's some overlap, obviously, with textbook and some of the things in the lectures there. And then the supplemental readings and videos that I've given you are about 15% of the course or the exam content as well here. So you'll see my exam tips and stuff there at the bottom. And if you have any questions about your grade, once I get to grading those short answer questions, just let me know. I'm more than happy to look at them. I'm not going to be offended or anything like that. You have a midterm review sheet in that folder. So if you open that up, you'll find basically I've given you a list of things that I want you to sort of look at. I've also given you some sample short answer questions. Look, if I were in your shoes and I was taking this and I wanted to do well, I would come up with answers to those short answer questions. It's quite possible and very likely that at least some of those questions will appear on the exam, so it's worth your time to do that. So make sure you take that exam between March 2nd and March 5th. So I've also, and I put in the announcements there that I've created some live lecture review sessions here for you guys as well. So I mentioned that 5% of your grade this semester is logging into at least one of these live sessions. We haven't had one as of yet, but you're going to have two opportunities if you have the time and want to jump in here. If this is a joint video for my international relations and American government class here, so I'll just mention that for American government, there's a 8 o'clock p.m. on Tuesday, which is tomorrow because I'm filming this on Monday, 8 p.m. to 8:30 on Tuesday evening. If you want to live join in on that session, if you can't make that one, you also have the option of 12:30 p.m. so around lunchtime on Wednesday, March 1st, so Wednesday of this week. I've provided in the announcement there links to those. So there's a link to click on to actually join the Microsoft Teams meeting. If for some reason that doesn't work, there's also call-in information. If you're in my international relations class, similar times, your option is 7:30 p.m. so 7:30 to 8. on Tuesday, the 28th, so tomorrow. You also have the option, if that doesn't work for you, of 11:30 a.m. on Wednesday. So if you don't make one of those sessions, it's not a big deal. We'll do similar for the final exam as well, and I'll try and give you a little bit more advance notice there. I will My goal is to record at least one of these sessions for each class and have that available to you. So if you want to go back and watch the recording, just because I want to be obviously understanding of people who have work or family commitments or other things, or you have other classes and you just can't make those times there. So definitely check that out. The last thing I want to mention is I have posted the second phase of the term research project here. So the second phase, part 2, is a literature review. That's going to be due on March 19th. And if you go into that assignment folder, you'll find the part 2. It's background and hypothesis. So here, in step 1, you identified your independent and your dependent variable. Here, I want you to elaborate in more detail as to why you believe the relationship that you believe will be there will be as it is. I do want you to provide 2 references as well to support this. And so, look, don't overthink this thing here. If you're looking at gender and partisanship, for instance, you can simply Google that, and a bunch of stuff will come up. Another great source is Google Scholar. It used to pop up like on the main Google page there. It is a good resource for identifying scholarly papers, and sometimes really all you need is the abstract, which kind of gives the summary of what the research was pertaining to your subject. Here's the thing: I don't care how you cite your resources. I'm not going to take the time to make sure periods and commas are in the right place. APA, MLA, your own style, it doesn't matter to me. The standard that I use is that if I wanted to go back and check your resource, could I find it? Have you provided me enough information that I could look it up and find that resource? So if you do that, that's fine by me. So use whatever your preferred style is. My reason for that, like if this were a higher level course, either of these classes, I would emphasize that, and obviously in a graduate school class. For this, I don't want you to get bogged down with style guide stuff right now, because I don't care, so you shouldn't care. But the the most important thing is just make sure I can find the resource there. In terms of length, I've suggested 1 to 2 pages. Look, there's no maximum or minimum here. You want to be sort of exhausted. When I was in a PhD program, I actually wrote my thesis, which is sort of the first half, or actually first 70% of my doctoral dissertation, and I didn't end up finishing it. But that ended up being about 175 pages. My poor advisor who had to read it, he said, "Yeah, you definitely covered everything. You didn't leave anything off." Doesn't have to be that long. 1 to 2 pages is probably fine for addressing this. Just make sure you're a little bit, just be thorough in sort of explaining your sort of point. I've given you a sample paper here that I've written just to give you an idea. You can read through that of sort of what I'm looking for and how that'll be formatted. Just make sure you'll see there, explicitly detail your hypothesis. Say, I believe X will cause this effect on Y. So go back to your independent and dependent variables there. And I've given you notes on how to format that there. So you have plenty of time to do that. Again, I don't design this as busy work. It's more as this one section of this research paper, and then I'll post the part 3, which will be analysis, which will be when we actually take a look at the survey results from the beginning of the semester there. So if you have any questions this week, let me know. Hope to see at least a few of you guys. Murphy, hey, didn't realize you were back there. um, Hope to see most of you hopefully on one of those sessions. Like I said, when you sign in, I'll give you instructions there. But if you can't make this round, there'll be other opportunities in the future. So good luck on the exam, everyone. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.